Hi guys, welcome to Happy High Tarot. In today's pickacard reading, we will find out what does your person's higher self want you to know. So for the first group, I have this purple shell over here, this blue stone for group 2, and this green stone for group 3. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all three, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose this purple shell, let's take a look at your oracles first and find out what does your person's higher self want you to know. So the cards that came out for you were discontent and boredom, delight, caring connections, care and compassion, and adjustments are required. Alright, so this is interesting. Right off the bat, group 1, your person's higher self wants you to know that the 3D self had a false belief that they could be happy without you or that the grass is greener on the other side. But that was not the case. When you left their life or when they walked away from you, at the same time, it was as if the happiness had been sucked out from their life. Your person's higher self, wants you to know that this individual is not doing okay at the moment. They are least interested in whatever's going on around them. They're not finding anybody interesting. They are less of a human being and more of a machine at the moment. In fact, they are very worried that you might be in a happy relationship with someone else, and here they are missing you, thinking about you. Your person's higher self acknowledges that they should have made some changes, like the 3D self should have made some changes in the way that they behaved with you. This person's higher self wants you to know that they truly do have feelings for you. And it is something that it's sort of a late realization, you never know what you have until you've lost it. Somewhat like that. So whoever it is that you're asking about, when you were with them or when you were around them, it's like you were invisible, or they couldn't see you, or they didn't cherish you enough. And after you were gone, they realized that you took away all of that chirpiness, that life, that happiness with you. They wish that they could have shown more care and attention towards you, just like how you used to, because I see that you were always very kind, very compassionate, and very loyal towards them. But either none of these things were reciprocated, or they were not reciprocated in the degree which you deserved. Your person's higher self says that the 3D self really needs to work upon themselves if they want to nail it right this time. So some adjustments will be required, and these adjustments are not just going to be on the outside, such as, if there is, let's say, physical distance between you guys. So of course, one adjustment can be relocation. But it isn't only limited to that. It has to be more about exhibiting emotions as well. Your person's higher self wants you to know that this individual has a very hard time understanding their own emotions. And even if they do understand how they're feeling, they find it very difficult to express them. So what they are thinking, how they are feeling, and what comes out of their mouth can be 3 totally different stories altogether. At the moment, your person's higher self wants you to know that your thought, or the thought about being with you, makes this person very happy. It gives them a lot of comfort. It's like a nice warm soup when they're suffering with cold. And in case you had any doubts about whether this individual is dating anybody or not, the higher self has come through to let you know that that is not the case, because they are not finding anybody interesting enough to date around them. Even if they had dated anybody in the past, it was very short-lived. At the moment, they're not in a relationship with anyone. They're not liking anyone. In fact, they feel that you might be in a happy relationship with someone else, like happily moved on. And it's a truth that they don't want to face. It's a very possible reality that they just don't want to face. I don't know whether you guys really are dating anyone or not, or maybe it's just a rumor that has found its way to your person, or maybe they've noticed that someone in particular is really liking all of your posts or dropping comments, so they have assumed that you are perhaps dating this individual. None of that has to be true, but that is what they think. The higher self, of course, knows what's up with you, but this individual is very disconnected from their higher self as well, by the way. Your person's higher self wants you to know that time and again, they try to steer your person in the right direction. But they're very, like I said, disconnected. They don't understand what's happening. They don't understand why certain things are being done. Why are they being shown all these signs and synchronicities? Why are they hearing your name everywhere? For them, it's like a very bad and constant reminder of what they did to you and what they shouldn't have done. So they try to run away from it. They try to run away in the opposite direction. But your person's higher self is assuring you that this individual till date has very strong feelings for you. In fact, they have never fallen for anyone to the extent with which they fell for you when they met you. And they are very guilty that they just couldn't understand it at the time. And they were very naive, they were very childish, and they thought that the grass would be greener on the other side. But they were very disappointed, and it's just been a string of disappointments ever since then. Alright, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Spirit, what does group 1's person's higher self want them to know? We have the 9 of Wands. What does group 1's person's higher self want them to know? The 8 of Pentacles. What does group 1's person's higher self want them to know? The World in reverse. And bottom of the deck is the 10 of Swords. Wow, listen, group 1. This person is hurting, alright? I mean, it's the higher self that's telling you this, so you have every reason to believe it. This individual is hurting a lot over what they did to you. There is so much guilt over here, and there is also a lot of fear. The higher self believes that this connection isn't over, but the 3D self is very afraid to take any sort of action or to put in effort for two main reasons. One, because they've hurt you so bad. So they are assuming, and I mean they are right to assume, that now you would be very guarded and you perhaps wouldn't give them a second chance to come into your life. And secondly, the 3D self isn't too sure whether or not you're even interested in reigniting whatever was there between you both. The higher self knows that there still is potential. The higher self knows that this person still has feelings for you, and that's what they're telling you. But they're also telling us that the 3D self thinks that it is futile to work on this connection because it is beyond repair now. And instead of focusing on what can be done, they have sort of trapped themselves in this vicious cycle of hurt and regret, wherein they're like, I did not shoot my shot at time, and I've lost every opportunity. Group 1 is the one that got away, and it's just hopeless. Nothing can happen. I'm stuck. How can there be a rebirth? It's just not possible. So, well, what's the point? What's the point? And what's the point? They keep repeating this to themselves. What's the point? And then they keep crying and fiddling, and they're very irritable also of late. And that might explain why they are so discontent and so bored of whatever else is going on around them. Because I see with all these pretty colors outside, it's not that your person's life is very dull. They might be having a very active social life, lots of lovely friends around them, amazing places to go and visit, great food, great company. But it's like they're a mere spectator, a mute spectator over there, not really participating in anything. Why? Because internally there's just so much going on. There's so much hurt, there's so much sadness, there is so much guilt for not taking timely action, and there is so much hopelessness in general. So your higher self is saying that time and time and again, they're trying their best to get the 3D self to snap out of this wallowing in the heavy emotions and to actually take some action towards you. Alright, the signs that have come out are Aries, Leo, Sag, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So these signs might be present in your chart or your person's, and the numbers 4 or 14 might be of some significance in this connection. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings. The link is in description. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you'll find all the details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, so for those of you who chose this blue stone, let's take a look at your oracles first and find out what does your person's higher self want you to know. So the cards that came out for you were Wisdom, Security, Angel of Balance, Experiencing Grace, and Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. Alright, so your person's higher self wants you to know that very recently, in fact, it's possible either, okay, I'm hearing very strongly that somewhere around your last birthday, this person had an awakening wherein they realized that they had wronged you and that you deserved better and that they just did not meet you halfway or give you the things that you deserved. They only took from you, they never gave you anything in return. And although love is supposed to be unconditional, but it surely isn't supposed to be a one-way street. The higher self over here is admitting that the 3D self has realized that they could never provide you with the kind of warmth that you hoped for, the kind of emotional security that you hoped for. It's possible that when you guys were together, or when you used to talk or hang out or were in a relationship or whatever else your case was, you're all snowflakes, you always had this fear that this person might be speaking to other people. They might be sliding into other people's DMs. You could not trust them because their words and their actions simply did not align. Your person's higher self wants you to know that the 3D self acted rather immaturely, and looking back, they know exactly where they went wrong. Because ever since your separation and how, no matter how much time has passed, at this point, the person that you're asking about has realized that some decisions were extremely wrong. They should have done B instead of A. And they're mature enough now to accept and admit that they were wrong, which again is something that they did not do in the past. Because the higher self over here is admitting that there is a problem of pride that their team keeps tackling with every now and then. So it's possible that in the past, when you might have put up questions in front of this person, or the fact that you were the one doing everything, unknowingly you were feeding the beast, you were feeding their ego. They really enjoyed every bit of it. There's someone who loves them so much, there's someone who's taking care of them so much, someone for whom they're not doing anything in return, and someone who just, no matter how they treat you, is there. So all of these things somewhat led them to believe that they have an upper hand over you and that there's nothing you can do about it, that they're the one now who's in charge, they're the one now who has all the power in the connection. When you decided to leave, or when you decided to never look back, that was a huge, massive blow to this person's ego. It came crumbling down. And this might have coincided with either, like I said, your birthday or sometime around that time. And that is when it hit them. It was like this overnight realizing of their blunders. Overnight realization, I mean. Your person's higher self is working very hard to make sure that this individual sticks to the fact that they've learned from their mistakes and does not repeat any of those mistakes and does not let pride come in the way of approaching you. Because somewhere, even the 3D self sees you as marriage material. They understand that you are the kind of person with whom forever dreams can be seen. But they also know that if they have to make things right, they have to make things right at every level. Not just communication, but also emotional needs and physical needs and just being there with you, everything. Everything has to be done in the right manner from scratch. The higher self and other people in this person's spirit team are at the moment trying to send them downloads in their dreams to assist them and to help them figure out how can they make these corrections, how can they make these changes and improvements. The higher self is also helping the 3D self understand and realize that you were nothing short of a gift in their life, which they did not even care to unpackage properly and just dumped in a corner. Right now, this person's 3D self is being taught very difficult yet very necessary lessons when it comes to the importance of reciprocity in relations, when it comes to the importance of putting your ego aside when dealing with loved ones, and so on and so forth. The numbers 5 or 48 might be significant for you. 12 might be important. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Spirit, what does crypto's person's higher self want them to know? We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. What does crypto's person's higher self want them to know? And the Fool. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords. So definitely your person's higher self wants you to know that there is a very heavy intention of taking things forward in this connection, just coming out with the words, restoring things to how they used to be, actually better even. The 3D self has realized finally that they had no reason to have that much pride that they did back then, because in reality you were the one who was better than them in every sense, be it your career, be it your looks, be it the kind of person that you are, your nature, personality, the way you behave with other human beings. In every sense, you were the one who was better than them, and yet they are the ones who chose to act out of ego at every bloody point. They thought that you were very naive, and now they're realizing that you were actually the fucking Empress. And this person has been in a long-term relationship with somebody after they, detached themselves from you. But the more time they spent with that person, they realize that they just cannot compete with you. And that could have also been the point where it slowly started seeping in that they have made a grave mistake. And in fact, they're the one who's the fool in the whole situation. It is their loss. It is not your loss. They have really mellowed down since the last time that you guys have spoken or met. The higher self has also helped the 3D self realize not just your importance and not just how better than everybody else you were, but also how poorly they treated you, how knowingly or unknowingly they would often shame you is another thing that I'm hearing. And this shame could have been, like you say something so intellectual that they don't understand it, and then they make fun of you as if you've said something dumb, when in reality they just are not sharp enough to understand what you said. Just an example. So they have come to the understanding that all this while they thought that they were better than you, above you, very superior and whatnot, but it was actually the other way around. And now that they have realized their mistake, they want to make things right with the Six of Swords over here. They do not want this connection to stay stuck. They want movement again. And very unexpectedly, this individual might take action towards you. For some of you, it is possible that they might take the help of some female to contact you, perhaps a mutual friend or your sibling, something like that. Alright, the signs that have come out are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Libra and Aquarius have come out very strongly. Okay, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 2. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings. The link is in description. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can contact me on Instagram or my email ID, which you will find again in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, Group 3. So for those of you who chose this green stone, let's take a look at your oracles card. Oracle cards first to find out what does your person's higher self want you to know. So the cards that came out for you were prosperity begins, potential, indecision, infinite abundance, and nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so firstly, if you have been worrying too much about the future of this connection, your person's higher self is being kind enough to help you calm down a little bit. They're telling you that you needn't worry and that nothing is yet set in stone. You don't have to just focus on the worst case scenarios. Things can unexpectedly take a better turn as well, because the 3D self has come to the understanding that in the past they were actually very confused about you, and that is the truth. They might have been so confused that they did not have any proper answers for you when you might have asked them, why are you doing what you're doing, or why do we have to break up, or why are you, why did you ghost me, and or whatever else it is that you might have asked them. For some of you, this individual was confused between you and another person, and for the rest of you, this individual was confused between you and something else, which perhaps at the moment they thought was more important or needed more of their time and attention than you did. Also, this person's higher self is very authentically admitting over here with potential that in the past this person did not understand what you meant to them, or what the actual potential of this connection was, or how beautifully it could have developed into something long term, or how unnecessary it was on their part to make things happen in such a manner that so many years or months or weeks have gone by. Now this 3D self has come to the understanding that so think of it this way: a volcano of emotions, of feelings, which the 3D self was not letting come to the surface. Constant denial, constant confusion. But then finally that pressure cooker moment came, the volcano erupted, and now it's a burst of feelings, emotions, and all the confusions have been cleared. And infinite abundance is indicating that this connection has a very, very strong spiritual support, which is why one after the other now, all the obstacles are being removed. If physical distance was an obstacle, you'll notice that either you'll get an opportunity to go to where they live, or they'll get an opportunity to come to you. And any other obstacles as well. If there were third parties involved, you'll notice that they've been eliminated, and so on and so forth. Basically, now this connection, after a very dull phase, has suddenly become very active. Because it has become very active, of late you might also be experiencing, that this person's memories are haunting you way more than they used to, or you're getting constantly reminded of them even though you try not to, and you experience these dip in your emotions sometimes, and then sometimes you are overly happy. Just lots going on because the energies at the moment are gaining shit ton of momentum. Your person's 3D self also wants you to know, the higher self wants you to know that all is not lost in this connection, even though at the moment it might seem this way, because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You are experiencing some emotions, you are experiencing some things, but maybe up until now you do not know why was that happening. All right. The 3D self has finally snapped out of their confusion and made up their mind to validate the potential that this connection has and to meet you halfway. And I feel like for your person, whoever this friend of ours is that you're asking about, the biggest obstacle was their own indecision. Not the physical distance, not the other people that they used to speak to, but they were the biggest obstacle, their mind, their indecision, inability to decide what the fuck do they want. That was the problem. So now finally it is getting eliminated, it is getting removed thanks to this strong spiritual support from their guides, your guides, their higher self, your higher self. So you needn't worry, you needn't behave as if everything's over, as if this connection is over. No, because you can consider the next few months to be like this version 2.0 between you and this individual. And now that a clear path is being shown to them, that okay, idiot, look, not left, not right, just keep going straight. We're showing you this is the path, this is the road that you have to walk on. So things will be easier for them now, and thereby they'll make things easier for you as well. You guys might be seeing repeating ones or eights of late, or the number 1, the number 8 might be of some significance in this connection. Let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Spirit, what does group 3's person's higher self want them to know? Page of Wands. What does group 3's person's higher self want them to know? 2 of Wands. What does group 3's person's higher self want them to know? Strength. And bottom of the deck, wow, is the Lover. So listen, definitely all is not lost in this connection. Group 3, this individual till date has a lot of love for you in their heart, and whether or not you accept it, you also still have lots of deep feelings for this individual. The Lovers over here is telling me that for a lot of you, this is in fact your divine counterpart that you're dealing with. This is a destined connection, which is why neither have you been able to escape it, nor have they been able to escape it. The physical distance, lack of action, lack of communication has not in any way affected the intensity of your emotions or your feelings towards each other. They couldn't decide, of course, yes, that is another thing, but being confused about someone is different, and they were never confused about their feelings for you. So that's different. What do I do with all of these feelings? That is where the confusion stemmed from. So now this person's higher self wants you to know that the whole spirit team has got their back. They're giving them that much needed push, which they need to take action towards you without any inhibitions. It's this constant just go for it, go, buck up. That's what's happening in your person's life at the moment. If there is physical distance, very soon they might travel to see you in person. It's like they're ready with the right words, they're ready with that action plan. And what was lacking was for this indecision to get eliminated, and there could have been some elements of not having the adequate amount of courage to face you, to face your questions and things like that. So all of those obstacles are now getting removed, so that this person is equipped enough to take a very non-hesitant leap of faith in this connection and just go for it and just take that action towards you without stressing too much about how you would react, because that can leave them cold in their tracks, like stop them dead in their tracks. We don't want that to happen. The spirit team does not want that to happen. So that is what they're working on. And the higher self wants to assure you that it is not just you who has feelings for this person. They also have feelings for you with the Lovers. In fact, don't worry about it. I mean, that is what I'm very strongly picking up on, that you needn't worry about this connection. You just need to, at best, surrender, because now the ball is in their court and there are good entities taking care of that. So you can take a sigh of relief. The signs that have come out are Leo, Gemini, Aries, Sagittarius. So these signs might be present in your chart, or they might be present in this person's chart. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new, and you can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings. The link is in description. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you'll find all the details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.